the Super Speedway.
Welcome to episode 373 of the Super Speedway podcast, recorded Monday, August 11th, 2025. I'm your host, Eric Young, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, James Cush. Well, not as always, because he wasn't here last week, but he's here this week, once again. I think he remembers how to do this.
Yeah, well, you did fine without me last week. I mean, if you don't need me,
it's a disaster.
You know what I mean?
It's an absolute disaster.
I would say I listened to probably 85% of the episode. I skipped a little bit towards the end, and then I went in and listened to. Well, I had to listen to you talk about fantasy.
Yeah,
that was a big deal for me. So no, it was good. Eric, you're getting better at the solo stuff. So
well, again,
don't worry about it, man.
Like I told you, I was more prepared for this one because I knew a week in advance. Last time I wasn't positive that I was going to be doing it until the last minute.
Yeah.
I was less positive that I was going to be doing it alone last time than you were. So
last time was a bit of a dire situation, a little bit of an emergency. So this time, I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
James leaves in August for a week and gallivants around in northern Michigan and lives his best life and doesn't think about too much.
He goes up to that place where apparently there's no internet, no phone.
There is
so he
not
can't
too much internet.
He can't do a podcast while he's on vacation because he's too good for that.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do that.
I've done podcasts on vacation.
Eric, I
did honestly, a podcast sitting in the hotel room in Cincinnati once because I was there for the truck race.
Here's you vacation differently than I do.
I don't take real vacations. I'm on vacation this week actually, and I'm not doing anything. And I take that back. I did do something. I did something very important today. The boys and I watched Happy Gilmore 2, which I've been promising them for a while. Yeah. Not super impressed. They loved it. I was not super impressed, but I was not
that's
expecting.
How a lot of people I know.
I was not expecting anything out of it. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine for what it is. It's fine.
I won't get into it. I won't spoil it. I mean, people should have probably watched it by now, but I won't spoil it for anybody.
Here's the thing about me going on vacation versus you.
Yeah.
You don't want me when I'm in that mode, because I'm not going to come on here and yell and scream about anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to come on here super chill and relax.
I've never seen you super chill. I've never seen that. I don't think it's a thing.
When we were up north, my family, we all kind of go up there, and my brother's a lot younger than me, 15 years younger than me, basically half my life younger than me a little more than that now, crepe. But he's been staying in a tent, and he was having issues with his tent, and I'm watching him react to this, and he is like stressed and like storming around, and I was like, oh my God, it's in all of us. Like I saw myself storming around the camp, and I'm like, oh my God. And I put my hand on his back. And I'm like, it's going to be okay, Jared. It's going to be okay. I know this creature that's in you. This will work out. Don't worry. You'll fix your damn tent. But then it was a hard look in the mirror for myself. So
see, that's me. When I vacation, like I am worse.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, our first real trip together was to Michigan International Speedway for a NASCAR race where we stayed in a tent. And James, if you recall, that was the race that didn't race until Tuesday because of the rain.
I was there. Oh yeah.
I was not because I went home. And that event, first of all, we got there, pulled into our camp spot, and somebody else was set up in our camp spot, insisting that it was their camp spot, despite the fact that we'd had that camp spot for about 10 years at that point. So I knew exactly where we were supposed to be. So I was put on the edge right off the bat. And the fact that she still married me after that, like that shows that she can put up with anything.
That's what I told my wife, like after we left, like because we had dinner and stuff at one campsite, and then we walked back down to where our camper was, and I looked at my wife and I go, my God. I said, I saw what you see. I'm like, you married that same animal. Right. And I said, I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry. She's like, you're not the same. I'm like, I don't know, man. I saw the demons that I don't want to see right there.
It's amazing we both found a woman that will put up with us, isn't it?
Oh, we're blessed by beyond means because nobody else would take me. So
Well, that just shows how good the race was that we just spent 10 minutes talking about.
Hey, we got to catch up,
Yeah, we do. It's been 2 weeks, man.
It's important. Yeah.
Well, Watkins Glen this weekend. We could just play repeat from the last road course race because Shane Van Gisbergen gets the win again. Anybody who has trouble saying Shane's name probably should be used to it by now because he's won enough. It should be in our vocabulary pretty good. What'd you think of? I guess let's start with Shane's performance before we get into the race. What'd you think of old Shane? Were you surprised, or did you figure this was just going to be another?
No, I've come to the realization like this is what it's going to be until either the car changes or somebody comes along who can actually challenge him.
Yeah,
unless he gets
the car. Everybody wants to blame the car on why Shane's good, but if he wouldn't have gotten wrecked on Saturday, he would have won that one too.
Well, I know. Yeah, I mean, he's good at everything. I just feel like with whatever it is with this car, he just has some sort of. Now, Michael McDowell talked about this before the race and said he's not as good as we think. Basically, I'm putting words in his mouth, but I'm paraphrasing. But Michael McDowell said he doesn't understand why people are afraid of Shane.
Yeah,
and I'm like, the only reason you're close to him is because he's toying with you.
Exactly. He's not even trying.
He's out there. No, and he's out there by 17 seconds.
That first stage, when they would show the onboard from Shane's car with Blaney out in front of him, you could see Blaney hitting the curbs, and he's out of freaking control. He is doing everything. Like, he is muscling that car. He is putting every bit of effort into it, swinging it around turns. And Shane, I swear, I said it last time, I could just picture him in the driver's seat. He doesn't let him put the camera on him anymore, but I can just picture him sitting there. He's got one arm on the window, one arm up, a hand on the steering wheel, and just cruising along. Like, he doesn't, he's not even missing a line, nothing. I mean, he's perfect.
Do you remember Talladega Nights when Jean Girard, there's like a scene of him driving around and like Ricky Bobby can't figure out how to beat him.
Yeah,
and he's making cappuccino in the car.
Yep.
And he's kicking everybody's butt. Yeah, same thing.
Exactly the same thing. Just ridiculous.
People think Talladega Nights isn't real or isn't truthful. There you go. That's your hint right there. Just watch Shane Van Gisbergen kick everybody's butt for 2 hours.
It's just ridiculous. Man. They need to make him start in the back. Where's the bounty program or whatever in NASCAR?
Remember the bounty program?
Give him some extra money to start in the back if he wins.
I mean, at this point, good lord.
I mean, guarantee him a spot in the next round of the playoffs if he can win from last.
That's actually not a bad idea. But I mean, he's in special territory. Obviously, he's chasing down the consecutive road course win record.
He's the winningest rookie in NASCAR history, James.
He is the winningest rookie in NASCAR history. He tied. I heard because I was listening to some of the race on MRN. They said with this win, he ties Dan Gurney for the most consecutive road course wins to start a career as well. Other drivers have won races like this, but they've won on ovals, but nobody's won at this clip.
Yeah,
it is, and I tweeted this out, Eric, and I wanted to ask you if you felt the same way. But I said there's no driver more valuable to his team right now than Shane Van Gisbergen is to Trackhouse.
100%.
He's put that program when it comes to win total and points earned for the playoffs. He's put that program up there with Hendrick and Gibbs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Ross has a win too, but man, oh man, and it's not a slight against Ross. It's just it's an incredible piece of work that he's done here.
Well,
it's
and
really
here's the thing:
change their season.
Give it 2 to 3 years, because Shane's not going to be more than likely the most valuable person on that team, because what Trackhouse is getting ready to build with Connor Zilisch. If he can figure the car out, because again, he's got to figure that car out. But the kid has done everything else. I can't imagine he's not going to figure the car out. So what they are potentially building at Trackhouse right now, man, the future is bright over there.
Yeah, it's a good program, and I know Justin Marks said this week too. They're not where they want to be, but they're working towards getting there, and they're just, what they're doing with Shane is kind of what we kicked and screamed about for years with AJ Allmendinger is like, you just put him in the car and you're going to get, you're going to have a nice little playoffs, a little playoff nest egg. And AJ, he won some races, but never, I mean, this is what you dream about here.
It wasn't a guarantee as long as he doesn't wreck,
Yeah. And like this format has changed.
Yeah.
Has obviously changed the approach of things. And, if we weren't in the playoff win and get in, situation, then it's a little bit different. It's still an amazing season, but, now he's racked up enough playoff points to where maybe the round of 8 isn't so impossible.
He's got to finish top 17.
And that's, the stretch.
At 17th or worse. 17th or worse.
Yeah, he's gotta get the ovals tightened up, but maybe with some off season and some more work, maybe that'll get there. I don't expect anything this year, but
I expect him to make it. I expect him to make it to the round of 8, James, because
if he
I think they're going to do everything they can to get him through the first round, and if he can get to the Roval, unless somebody wrecks him, we don't know again, but
you got to race the races.
He just won at Watkins Glen. Like I think Watkins Glen is a tougher track for an incoming driver or a new driver than the Roval would be, right? I guess there's some oval tendencies to the Roval that maybe that'll. But I don't know, man. I just don't see it. I think he's going to smoke at the Roval too.
Yeah, what we're seeing is right now is just unprecedented. We've never seen a ringer that kind of rung quite like this. There's not.
Well, people want to get rid of stage racing too, and if we didn't have stage racing on Sunday, he might have lapped the field.
He was flying. Yeah, he was flying. He was flying. It really is impressive, and I have a lot of regrets of like, I don't know, I guess I had some superiority complex with him when he first won.
We had so much history showing that was going to be the case, though.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's why it's special. You get guys who come in and do this, and you just have to be like, you just tip your cap, and you're like, God dang it, I'm gonna remember, however long this run lasts. And maybe somebody comes along and challenges him. Maybe it's an off-season change that some of these teams make, and they're like, you know what, we can't let this happen. These wins are too valuable. We can't just give them away. Well, maybe Hendrick Motorsports does something. I don't know, but we'll remember this.
They talked about on the broadcast the work that Ryan Blaney is doing.
Yeah, you can't give these away like this.
Ryan Blaney got the pole. He beat Shane Van Gisbergen on Saturday. Yes, it's just one lap, but he beat him. And you know that the gap will close. It will close up. People will get better. But again, how experienced is Shane right now in this car? Does he have room to grow too? Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, he's got a head start, for everything we know from what he's driven in the past. So now maybe... I don't know, maybe more seat time with some of these guys that can close the gap over the offseason. It's not going to happen now. It's done. It's already done. Like, nobody's beating him straight up anymore.
Yeah.
This year.
I just argue
it's done.
The car argument to me just doesn't work because in the Xfinity Series, he's doing the same thing. The only difference in the Xfinity Series is Connor Zilisch is giving him a run. So it's a question of, is Connor Zilisch that good? Or is Shane worse than an Xfinity car? You know what I mean?
I think the car closes the gap a little bit. Because I think back to when Chase Elliott was really dominant on road courses.
Yeah.
And you just don't even think about him anymore. And it's the reverse effect. Like, he doesn't have the feel for this car like he did for the last car.
Right.
And whatever technology also that they had in that car. I understand the braking systems were incredible too for those Hendrick teams. But yeah, it's you can't really spend too much time talking about it either, because it's like, well, what did he do? Well, he was perfect and ran his race and did everything right, and they called everything from the box, and it was good.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he stunk up the show. Pretty
much. Well,
you want the all-time wins list update?
Sure, because I didn't even look it up this time. So
yes, all right, you ready? I'll start at 6. Yeah. All right, so 78th all-time with 6 wins. Incredible. Ross Chastain, Ross Chastain,
Jesus.
and Chris Buescher. And then we go into the 5-win club. Here we go. This is good. 5 wins in their career. Ward Burton, Austin Dillon, Dan Gurney, and then Hall of Famer and Cup champion Alan Kulwicki.
Wow.
Tiny Lund, Dave Marcus, Jeremy Mayfield, Ralph Moody, also in the Hall of Fame, and also with 5 wins, Shane Van Gisbergen.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
A great group, and he's knocking on the door of Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Could very well be tied as the most winningest driver at Trackhouse by the end of the season.
The next groups ahead, too, is pretty funny. I'll throw just a couple of names at you. I'm going 7 wins, Jamie McMurray, 8 wins, Kyle Petty, Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman. And then if you go all the way up to 10 wins, then you get to Clint Boyer, Sterling Marlin. I won't go any further than that, but yeah.
Wow.
So that's, yeah. So he's halfway there to that group, to that crowd. Sterling Marlin really makes me laugh.
Yeah.
That guy raced forever.
Yeah, he did.
Like, oh man. But pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to badmouth him at all. He's the man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. One driver who was not happy with his car on Sunday, James, was Ty Gibbs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think grandson came out a little bit on Sunday on the radio. Sounded pretty rough. Yeah.
Grandpappy's gonna have to give him a talking to after the way he talked to Chris Gabehart.
My gosh, can you imagine? Can you imagine talking like that to Chris Gabehart? Like,
I understand why he's grumpy, but man, Ty.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been running so good too, and then he had this little outburst.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And it was a long outburst too.
Yeah, he's a frustrated fella sometimes. But
what did you think of the old racing at the Glen, James, on Sunday?
My takeaway
did you vote no today?
No, I didn't. I didn't vote no. I voted yes.
I voted no.
Yeah, I voted yes. But this car stinks on road courses.
Yeah.
It's too, again, armchair quarterback here. It's too easy to drive for these guys. It's just, I don't know. These road courses, it's just not special. Road courses were special, man, not that long ago.
Yeah.
And this car just doesn't, they're I don't know. They just go. They just go around kind of like go-karts.
I think the biggest problem is that we have the comparison on Saturday. Like, we see on Saturday what this race could be. And yeah, it was kind of a crap show at the end. I mean,
yeah,
we'll get into that. But still, I mean, the racing there is so much better with that car. And then again, now I have heard some things that the racing in the pack wasn't that bad at Watkins Glen Sunday. So it could be an issue with the network and how they showed the race and what they showed of the race. So I guess I'll say that, you know.
I think it's tires too and strategy a little bit because you get guys on cycles, and this is happening. I mean, it feels like every single week now, Eric, we're getting these late pit calls,
right?
Where drivers are getting fresh tires really, really late into a pit cycle because everybody's playing the fuel strategy. I mean, every race is fuel strategy now.
Yeah,
to get to the end, and it happened again on Sunday where I was watching Bubba come flying through the field. I was watching before his tire exploded. Brad was flying through the field.
Yeah.
And who else? I think Carson Hocevar and Michael McDowell, they were flying. I mean, those guys were flying through the field on fresh tires.
Right.
And it's every week. I mean, we saw it at Iowa. I mean, same thing. Bubba Wallace flying through the field at Iowa. And it's just everybody's going for that mathematical target on fuel. And then you've got everybody in the back who's, you know, once they slap fresh tires on it, and then you've got really good racing going on towards the end, but it's a tires thing. And I don't know how you fix it when you've got these cautions that everybody knows is coming. I really do think stage racing is starting to I feel like it's going to need a shakeup here somehow. I don't know what that shakeup is, but these teams have got it down now.
I don't know what the solution is either. I mean, we're going to be going to a super speedway here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be bitching about it there too. Because it's only going to be worse than what I mean, if they're fuel mileage racing on 1.5 miles, you know that we're going to see even more of it at the super speedways, and we've already seen too much of it. But James, I'm going to take this moment here as we're talking about the car to rile you up, because you already know you're going to be riled up. You were already riled up earlier. But I will play the audio from Kyle Petty on this.
What the f*** has Kyle Petty got to do with this?
There you go. On PRN today, he had some comments about the car and whether we should like it or not.
This car jumped leap years ahead. We had one of our prominent members of the NASCAR community, Dale Jr., criticize the next gen car the other day. And I don't think that criticism is deserved in a lot of ways. We have not raced stock cars since about 1958. We don't race stock cars. We race NASCARs. This is the NASCAR car that we have today. People complained in the 70s when they went to tubular chassis. They complained when we went to radial tires. They've complained all along as the progression of the cars. We were still racing cars with carburetors when you couldn't go to your local auto parts store and buy a carburetor. It was an antiquated car that we were racing, and people seemed to want to have that antiquated car. This car jumped leap years ahead. We have to adjust to it. This is the racing we have. Embrace it, enjoy it. We're seeing some spectacular stuff on the racetrack, and I think it's only going to get better.
So what are your thoughts, James?
Jesus. I'll steal a line from our buddy Derek Winter. He said Kyle Petty just goes on to say things to rile people up. That's exactly what he's doing here, because he's riled me up.
So here's a question for you, though. What differentiates NASCAR from IMSA or not, maybe not IMSA, but like the prototype cars that they run in on road course racing, or IndyCar or Formula One? It's supposed to be the cars are similar to what's on the road. So is he not right about the fact that we needed to modernize the car that we're driving somewhat to get closer to what people are driving on the road than what we had before, which was, as he said, a very ancient technology in the car?
I don't disagree with the point that you're making, that we need to have modernized, things happening in the cars and technology happening in the cars.
Right.
Nobody's out here screaming about carburetors. That has not come up.
That's true.
We want to see a car that's
I will
racing
let
better.
me say, though, when they did switch to fuel injection, people did throw a fit. Just for the record.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that. I do. No, I do. Every time NASCAR makes a change, we all throw a fit.
Yes.
I'm not gonna deny that by any means. He also called them NASCARs, which we know that's not allowed. That's not what they are.
Right.
Here's the thing, man. What the fan base has really been screaming about is they just want to see good racing, and they're not loving the product right now.
Right.
And you can see it. You can visually see that there's some slippage going on, and it's been happening for a little while.
You know what I think the problem is I don't think the problem is so much the quality of the racing. It's the fact that NASCAR as a whole does not seem, maybe they are, but does not appear to be making any real effort towards fixing it.
That's it.
They keep telling Goodyear to change the tire, but that's the only thing we've seen. And yes, we're going to talk about horsepower in a little bit, but I think that the change that they're going to make in the horsepower probably isn't going to make a big difference. It's not going to move the needle enough.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, James, is there is a problem in our sport where everybody gets in front of a microphone on Saturday and Sunday, complains about what they're driving, complains about the product, says we need to change things, says NASCAR needs to do something. NASCAR then meets with the owners and says, hey, here's some things, or what do we want to change? And the owners are like, nothing. We don't want to spend any more money. We don't want to change anything. So I do think that NASCAR gets unfairly blamed for the lack of change when it's not all their fault, because the guys driving the cars are not the ones signing the checks. And those guys signing the checks are the ones who ultimately are making the decision. Yeah. If Rick Hendrick and Richard Childress and Joe Gibbs went to NASCAR and said, we want something different, we're going to pay for it, NASCAR would change. But they don't want to pay for it. I don't blame them for not wanting to pay for that.
Yeah. And I think the driver's perspective, too, is the drivers want to race cars that showcase their ability
Yeah, but the drivers don't want the same thing the fans want either.
No, but the drivers and not just drivers plural, like all the drivers, but drivers with like historical relevance are telling you, listen, we're not happy with this right now. We think it can be better. We have ideas. And I feel like what's happening is, like you said, Eric, they're getting on microphones and they're screaming.
Right.
And at the same time, their argument is we're not being heard, which I think you guys are being heard. But what's happening is there's a disconnect between who's listening to you, like the fans. Fans are listening to you, they're consuming, but the big dogs at the top aren't helping you facilitate any change. It's like kind of like the boy who cried wolf at this point.
Here's the thing.
Like you guys have been screaming about this for so long. It's just we can't do anything to help you at this point.
I got in a little Twitter argument the other day with somebody about this, and I don't have data to back it up because I don't work for NASCAR. I'm not inside of NASCAR. I don't know what they have. But
yeah,
I am going to, even though sometimes there's evidence to the contrary, I am going to argue that NASCAR's brass, NASCAR's top people don't want a crappy product. They want the best product and they want to make the most number of fans happy. So while we sit there on Twitter and watch these accounts that follow NASCAR drivers and whatnot complain about the product that's on the track, and we say the majority is saying we want change, NASCAR has data that isn't just Twitter, that isn't just Jeff Gluck's poll. And if NASCAR's data shows that those people aren't in the majority, then I'm sorry, they're not going to worry about those people. And that's my argument is I don't believe that I've worked in enough media industry and whatnot to know that just because it's the most vocal group does not mean it's the majority. It might look like it, but it doesn't mean it is. If the people are happy, they're not posting about it because they don't have a reason to post about it. You only post when you're upset. So I would argue, first of all, the sport's on an upswing. Attendance is up, ratings are up. So something's working right. More people are watching than aren't. So the people who are supposedly leaving because they don't like the product are being replaced by more people who are coming in then. That being said, that's not a reason not to do anything. We agree that the racing on road courses is terrible. The racing on short tracks is terrible. And those are our two best types of racing. And you know, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors on the super speedways that to the casual fan that doesn't know what they're watching, that looks good, but that's not good racing either. So it does need to be fixed, but I think this whole apocalyptic view that we have right now of that NASCAR is just crumbling is not at all the case.
Yeah. There's some stagnant stuff that's been happening though too. And I think the end of last year was such a sour note.
Yeah.
I don't think we've recovered from how everything went down at the end of last year either. Like last year was pretty rough. And it's left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. And you know, I don't want to necessarily always agree with like we have to fix this, we have to, you know, this is negative, blah blah blah. But man, there sure is a lot of really smart people making a lot of noise that I have a lot of respect for, and I really feel like they need to be heard and listened to. And maybe they are. Maybe NASCAR is doing something. I don't know, but it's been tough though, Eric. It's every time. I mean, it's almost like you just have to get offline and just watch the races.
So I watched a little bit of Mark Martin chewing out Shannon Spake the other day. And then I saw another clip from her podcast today, and I ignored it because it's like, I don't want to get in. Honestly, I love Mark. I respect everything he's done. I don't want to listen to him bitch about the car anymore. I don't want to listen to him bitch about the playoffs anymore. I shut off Dale Jr.'s podcast last week because he was whining about the car. Like, I get it. I understand. But there's only so much of it I can take, man. And I agree that something needs to change. And probably the only way to change it is to be vocal. But Jesus, I'm getting sick of it.
Well, and a lot of these podcasts too, they exist for the 30 to 2 minute clip. You know, that's, you know, and then you don't really listen to the rest. You hear, you hear the big thing that came out of the episode, and that seems to be the trend lately too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's difficult at times, but I'm at the point I don't have social media open during the races anymore. I just watch them and I come to the conclusion of my own, like, was that good? And honestly, Eric, when I don't look at social media during the races, I like, even this week, was totally fine with it. I kind of got what I expected. There's going to be an ass kicking from Shane, and the coverage was not the best from NBC, but is what it is right now. They're doing their best. I
mean, they're not, because they missed both green flag pit stops at the end of stages.
Yeah,
so they're not doing their best.
And
it was on USA, so they can't blame big NBC for it either.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I seem to enjoy the races more with social media turned off. You'll notice that too. Like, if you follow me online, I don't, like, during the races, I don't say too much anymore. Every once in a while I will, but I'm not scrolling because it's just a cesspool.
I'm still amazed by the fact that people didn't like Iowa. I thought Iowa was a great race.
I enjoyed Iowa, and I was on the episode with you, but I enjoyed it.
It wasn't a barn burner, but I thought it was a good race. This race,
besides
this weekend,
all the crashing, that caution streak was pretty brutal. But
I don't mind that every now and then. This race this weekend was dull. I mean, it was dull as crap, but whatever. Like, I mean, they're not all going to be winners.
No, I was listening to it on MRN because I had to, with my family out of town, I was going to check on my grandfather, who's, kind of up there in age. So I'm the only one home. So I wanted to make sure, like, hey, I'll go check in. So I put the race on MRN, drove over there, listened to it on the way home, and I watched the last, I think I watched the last 50 laps from the couch, and everything was fine. Yeah. So, I mean, I enjoyed it that way. Now, MRN was having their own issues. Guys were struggling a little bit, trying to figure out what to talk about.
Yeah,
that was the thing I noticed from MRN. But they're always entertaining. I like those guys. So, I like to do that once in a while.
Before we leave the Cup race from Watkins Glen, I wanted to talk about Steve Letarte said on the broadcast that he wishes there was a way to keep the cars on the track. That he doesn't want officiating to be what determines track limits, but he wishes there was some safe way to keep the cars on the track. First of all, I mean, I agree with them. Like, we look silly. I mean, there's a good percentage of the racetrack we never use. Like, we're not even on it. Like, it's not even the groove is not even on the racetrack. And I think that looks foolish. I think it looks especially foolish when you go somewhere like Circuit of the Americas, where quote unquote real road racers race on it, and we look like idiots running off on the runoff. But I don't know how to fix it. How do you fix it? They tried at Watkins Glen. They put the rumble strips in. All that did was make it bumpier.
Yeah, I don't want to do track limits with.
No, I don't want to officiate.
I don't put grass in there.
Yeah,
it's all good. That seems to be the best fix. Put a wall there or put a grass there. If you don't want them driving on it, put a wall there.
Yeah, those walls worked out on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Right in that area.
They definitely did.
Anything else with the Cup race that we want to talk about, James? Anybody want to shout out in this one? I think the guys we expected up front were up front. Bubba Wallace got a top 10. He got finished 8th. That was good.
Chase Briscoe's on a nice little tear of top 5s.
Yeah.
Here he's looking real strong since we talked about him recently. Blaney, like you said, was good. Byron, solid run. So the top 5 was pretty stout. Larson, Ricky Bobbying around again. This brake issue. It's another road course where he just had a terrible day.
Kyle Busch with a fast car has issues too.
Oh my God. Yeah. And it was right at the beginning of segment 3 when I kept him in my lineup too. So that was nice. Somebody tweeted. I wish I would have saved it. Somebody tweeted out a picture of like old Kyle Busch, like a collage of old Kyle Busch, like just ranting and raving and just like winning and burning things down. And goes, I don't know where this MFer went, but I wish somebody would go find him. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I do miss that. I do miss that guy.
Me too.
Things were a lot better when we had KFB out there.
They were.
I feel like he's not KFB anymore.
He is not.
He's just KB.
Yeah.
No, he's just KB now.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Eric Jones, 12th place finish. Good run for him. Despite being shoved off the course by his teammate.
Yep. Yep. The Spire cars were battling to the line. That was Hocevar McDowell.
Yeah,
Hocevar clipped him right at the end.
What'd you think of that? I mean, I know it's
I didn't
teammates,
think they were
but
mad at each other. Yeah.
they're just racing.
They were racing hard. I don't think Carson was mad at him or anything after the race.
Do you want Carson to move over and let him get that spot? Like,
no, they raced hard, and then they banged fenders into turn one. I thought it was more of an endearing, like, hey, nice run.
Well, I don't know, because when Michael McDowell was on DVC and they were talking about Carson, you kind of got the impression that McDowell's not really sure what to do with Carson either.
I don't think a lot of people like Carson, unfortunately.
I don't think so either.
Or fortunately, maybe. It's
I don't think Carson cares. He's not there to make friends. He's not trying to make friends. I think that's the thing. Nope. Like, he's not reaching out to people and being buddies.
Exactly.
Which is the old style. That's the way it should be. So we should like Carson even more for that.
Well, and Jeff Gluck talked about the rivalry thing this week on the Teardown, and I agree with him. Like, we need two guys going at each other. Yeah. Somehow.
Well, we got one that everybody hates in the Cup Series, and we got one that everybody hates in the Xfinity Series. We'll get to that in a minute too. I don't know where I was going. I mean, the contact at the end, and I know people are like, well, why are they beating up the cars? They're damaging those cars, the blah, blah, blah. It's the same team. Those cars all get freaking torn down at the shop anyway. This car is not like the old car. Every part comes off this thing, and they rebuild the suckers every race. So this whole beating up the car, it's nothing. It's going to get torn down.
It's not a real thing anymore. Yeah. Unless you're actually like slamming it into the wall.
Right. Yeah. But
I mean, is anybody giving Shane a hard time for slapping the wall when he was high-fiving his guys during the burnout?
Right. No kidding.
I don't think so.
He's after that camera guy too. One of these days he's going to get him. Every time Shane does a burnout and that camera guy is standing there next to the wall, my heart is like beating. Like, it's,
you know what I was going to say about all that is we threw a big stink about all these guys doing burnouts with camera guys around, and somebody's going to get freaking hurt. And then the Xfinity thing happens in Victory Lane. I'm like, well, there goes my argument for that. I guess you can just get hurt no matter where you are.
Yeah,
which we'll talk about.
That is true.
I don't know what to say anymore. It's ridiculous.
5 victories in 38 Cup Series races for Shane Van Gisbergen. He was your highest finishing rookie. Kyle Larson likely out of the regular season championship battle at this point, unless both Byron and Elliott have some issues. But I think he fell back to like 5th, didn't he? Or something.
Yeah, he's way down. Yeah.
William Byron
up to 40 some.
Yeah, 42 points over Chase Elliott for William Byron in the points battle for the Cup Series. Let's talk about Saturday, James. NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Mission 200 at the Glen. Connor Zilisch wrecks Shane Van Gisbergen. Let's talk about that first before we get to
big time
the rest of the stuff.
Big time wrecked him.
Any issue with that? Do you think that was whose mistake was that?
Shane's. Connor's.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, but I think it's just young driver racing hard.
I think Shane didn't do himself any favors there.
No,
but he left. There was room there.
Yeah, I mean, Connor could have gave him more freedom, but
Connor could have lifted a little bit.
Yeah, but again, like a young driver's gonna make mistakes, and Shane's got nothing to lose out there. Right. So, yeah. Tell you what, though, Connor's gotten him twice in a row. If you want to count it.
Yeah, I mean it counts. He's got the victory. He's got the win sticker. It's not unless it's the one that blew off and stuck on his spoiler. He's got the win sticker. So
does the win sticker go on the arm sling?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Poor kid.
Let's talk about that. Obviously, scariest moment I've seen in a long time. Now I will say I watched this race at about 3:30 in the morning was when I finished this race. So I was very happy that I was quickly able to check and see if he was okay. But like I'm watching it, and when he fell, like my heart just sank. It's like, oh my God, like because he hit his head, and you're like
concussion,
like oh my gosh, even potentially worse, like just freaking scary as hell.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. And you could see it coming too.
Yeah.
Like, you could.
Yeah, he slipped first before he slipped the second time.
Yeah, and almost like he got out of the car slow, like.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Broken collarbone, potentially needing surgery, though he talked about on DPC today that surgery means it'll heal faster. So it's almost like he wants to go that direction. He's got an off week this week for the Xfinity Series, and then they go to Daytona, which I would assume would be a very easy race to choose not to run, right?
Yeah.
And I don't see any point in getting in the car at Daytona with an injury.
Yep. Yeah, if you can get a medical waiver, I would just sit that one out.
Yeah, there's no sense, especially, I mean, coming off an injury at a
He's
super
in
speedway.
he's in a good spot for the championship right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that one.
Yeah.
He can sit that one out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, he did get knocked out, no concussion, no ill effects from that. His dad had a great tweet about how pooping his pants is now no longer the most embarrassing thing that's happened to him. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't talk about Shane getting out of the car very gingerly and slow.
Yeah, well,
on
yeah,
Sunday.
he did.
Yeah.
He did. And then Connor said on DBC that he didn't say which driver it was, but one of the drivers told him that there was very strict instructions from their team not to stand on the roof of the car, not to climb on the car when he got out of the car. So I bet you we see some changes to celebrations.
I bet.
All the Carl Edwards backflips that we had and somebody hurts themselves just getting out of the car.
Yeah. I mean, things happen though, dude. That's the way it goes.
I did see somebody say that they've never seen somebody fall out of the car like that during a celebration, but it did happen at Kentucky Speedway when Cole Custer did it once. He just landed on his back.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I've seen guys tumble before, but not quite. I mean, not like that. That was a different. That was huge. That was a huge
scary.
hit.
He just fell like a freaking sack of potatoes, man. It was brutal the way he just hit the ground and just didn't move.
Well, and he's on DBC this week and said surgery is probably going to happen.
Yeah,
but it's a quick surgery, like it's actually a surgery that would help his timeline.
Right.
So I'm assuming you're right. He'll miss Daytona and then be ready to go.
That's my thought. Credit to, like, I wouldn't even think that there would be like emergency personnel, like safety crew members in victory lane that close, but they were on him within seconds. I mean,
that was good to see.
The track officials, like with the helmets and stuff on, were there. Like, it's like, holy crap. Awesome to see that they're ready for something like that if it happens. Yeah.
Well, it's good to know too. Like, I mean, we've seen drivers. Ricky Rudd comes to mind, famously like overexhausted and like needing medical attention after the car. It's good to see NASCAR has some protocol in place in the future if somebody has an issue like that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Austin Hill. Let's talk Austin Hill. First race back after the suspension. And he tried to piss off as many people as possible, most notably Connor Zilisch. And then, Michael McDowell.
And the whole internet got after him.
Yeah. First of all, I did see people calling for him to be suspended again for that incident.
It's a little different.
Yeah. The wreck at Indy, it was obviously intentional. This was not an intentional wreck. This was a crappy decision. It was a bad move, but it was not intentional.
Yeah. He's got Eric, he's got a lot to learn. He's too old to be making I mean, that was such a ginormous mistake.
That was.
I don't know.
It was a brutal hit, man. That wreck was awful.
It was bad. The whole field was piling in. It was terrible.
I don't understand why there's a lot of smart people that work on these track designs and stuff and have seen wrecks that happen. And Watkins Glen, NASCAR put a bunch of extra tire packs and safer barrier and stuff in this weekend for Watkins Glen. Yet that guardrail still juts out there and just launches you back across the track. Like, I don't understand. They put a temporary wall there to block the exit of the boot, but the wall, if you hit that wall and run down the wall, you're going to hit head on into the guardrail. Like, I don't understand why they don't angle it. Like, it's just a terrible, terrible design.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have walls at Talladega that are designed the way that they are. We'll find out when we go back and at the end of the year, because they're supposed to have changed that. But I don't understand how we have so many barriers like that. Like, it feels like you just look
track, dude.
Feels like you just look overhead and you'd go, yeah, that's a bad spot. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, wrecks are going to happen and crazy things are going to happen. It's a skinny part of the track, so the track's going to get clogged up. But there's no reason that a car should launch from the left side of the track to all the way across to the right side of the track and then back to the left side of the track.
Yep.
I mean,
just brutal. And it's just that this track has just had these wrecks multiple times now over the years. So it's tough.
They fixed turn one, and turn one isn't fixed either. That there still has potential to have another wreck like we had there with David Rudiman. So it's better than it used to be, but it's still not fixed. Watkins Glen's a fast freaking track.
It is fast. Yeah.
And
I
now
mean, it comes at you fast.
Now they got rumble strips in the runoffs, so there's even less grip out there. So perfect.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Austin's really got to reel it in.
Yeah.
And you want him to continue to drive like he does because he's a successful race car driver. He's just been sloppy. Real sloppy.
He's too good everywhere to drive like that. I mean, he's good on every type of track. He just doesn't need to be doing stuff like that.
It's got to be smarter. Yeah, just got to be smarter.
Yeah. Anything else with the Xfinity series, James? Austin Hill still ended up with a 4th place finish, so.
He did. Yes, he did. No, I think that was probably the most of it, right?
Yeah.
Those are the 2 big things.
Yeah, those are the big moments. We had a bit of a wreck fest at the end, but it is what it is, so. Then the Truck Series was in action on Friday evening at the Glen. It was the Mission 176 at the Glen. And Corey Heim gets himself another win. Wins the first stage, finishes 4th in the second stage, 44 laps led. Just does what Corey Heim's doing in the Truck Series. They're going to rename it to the Corey Heim Series pretty soon.
Yep. Dominant.
Yeah.
Always.
I don't have anything to say about this one. I mean, 17th victory, 81 Craftsman Truck Series starts. That's incredible. He's 178 points over Lane Riggs, leading the points. Gio Ruggiero was the highest finishing rookie with 3rd place finish. Good for Gio. He had a strong truck. He looked good in this one. Driving at 17.
Did I see the Cup Series race ran shorter than both the trucks and the Xfinity Series race? Did I see that correctly?
I think that's right. I mean, the Xfinity race did have a forever long red
massive
flag.
caution, yeah.
But yeah, I believe you're right. That's the only nice thing about that Cup race is it was over in like 2 hours.
Well, that's one of the things I do love about Watkins Glen. That is the fastest race of the year, it seems like.
But yeah. If we don't have cautions, it's quick.
Yep.
Well, there you go. There's your Craftsman Truck Series update.
There you go.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the kid from the ARCA race being 15 years old and winning really shook me a little bit.
I didn't even watch the highlights yet. I was starting to watch them when you signed on tonight. So, but I did see that he won that. That's incredible. Like, it's just insane.
15 years old at Watkins Glen. That's amazing.
It's just insane.
It's amazing. Yeah.
These kids, man, amazing. I'm telling you, there's so much talent coming up. And the best thing is all these kids that are this good, half of them aren't going to make it. Like, I mean.
Yeah. We had an 18-year-old win the Knoxville Nationals. Yeah. That's crazy. And that's 1 year after Connor kind of stormed onto the scene winning, his race. Right. So, yeah. Crazy,
nuts.
Man.
Absolutely nuts. Good news for the Cup Series competitors. SVG is going to be around for a little while longer. Multi-year agreement signed with Trackhouse to extend his contract there. Any surprise there? I mean, might as well lock him in, right?
Good decision after this weekend. Yeah. Good decision. Yeah. Yep.
Guaranteed playoff spot right now, unless the system changes. So,
yeah, guaranteed a few of them. Yep.
Yeah. So,
no arguments from me. Yeah. Go ahead, sign him as long as you want.
We talked about the horsepower. NASCAR will not increase horsepower this season, but looking likely for short tracks next year. They still need to determine what qualifies a track for increased horsepower because the short track definition of a mile or less doesn't really fit the bill when there's tracks like Phoenix and New Hampshire that probably could get more horsepower, and there's tracks like Dover, which they don't want to give more horsepower to. I mean, I'm good. Let's just increase the horsepower everywhere. But right now it's up in the air. But I mean, I think we're gonna expect to see more horsepower at places like Martinsville and Phoenix, New Hampshire, that sort of thing. Maybe Gateway, we'll see. Yeah. Iowa, maybe potentially. Hard to say if we race back at Iowa next year.
These cars hard to drive. Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know.
I'm good with it.
We're talking up to 750 with cars that are 6 something right now. I don't know that it's going to move the needle enough, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah,
it's got to be better than what it is, right? I mean, more horsepower is better than less horsepower.
Yeah, it's got to help. Yeah, it's got to help. Yep.
So, Kaden Honeycut will finish the season in Stewart Friesen's truck. We found that out not long after I recorded last week. So good move for Kaden. Good move for Friesen's team. Puts them both in the running for the championship as an owner and a team and a driver. Kaden not having very good luck in the Young Motorsports truck this weekend at Watkins Glen. So he'll be happy to get a nice competitive truck. Probably a better one than he was in.
A little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. This is an upgrade. And he's a good driver.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be good to see. Looking very likely he's going to head over to potentially Corey Heim's ride or a ride with that organization next year. So that's the talk. I know we talked about maybe Dodge, but it looks like it's gonna be with the Toyota truck. So
yeah.
And then today, Andres Perez has announced he's out at Spire Motorsports in the Truck Series. It sounds like a mutual agreement. He will drive the 44 for Nice for the remainder of the season, so he fills that ride vacated by Kaden Honeycut. Spire will be transferring the owner points from the 07 to the 77 truck. The 07 truck will be done for the year, and the 77 truck will be driven by Corey LaJoie for the rest of the season. So the 77 truck, of course, is locked in the playoffs as an owner due to a victory. So
good for Corey too. Gets himself a seat.
Yeah,
I know he made some comments that kicked him in the butt earlier in the year, but he was good in Michigan.
Yeah,
let's see him get another shot in the Truck Series.
Yeah, potential maybe a win there. He's going to be in a good truck. So
it'll be tough. Yeah, I mean that'd be a great place to start.
Man, I'd love to. As much crap as I've given Corey over the years, I would love to see Corey get a win. I think it'd be a very popular win. I think there's a lot of Corey LaJoie fans out there. Yeah,
he's due. He's been through it now. He's suffered. He's been through it. It's time. Yeah. We can let him off the hook a little bit.
Yeah, he ate his words at Michigan this year for his comments. So I'm good with it. He's learned his lesson. Shouldn't have said it.
Yep.
Something you say in the heat of the moment when you're trying when you still think you got an opportunity, you don't want to sell yourself short and go to the lower level at that point. But he got humbled. So
yep, that happens. It's good. It's good for you.
There you go. That's our news, James. I don't see anything else on the old X.
No, nothing. I'm on there right now. I don't see anything. Happening. So
all right. Checkered flags and black flags. Any checkered flags for you this week, James?
Oh man. I was actually going to give it to you for carrying the load last week. That should
be a black flag.
One of my biggest. But I was going to say too, Barron Speedway had a cool tweet. I know you talked about him last week, but he had a cool tweet.
We can talk about him every week. It's okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I always love when his tweets go viral and I see people commenting like, "Did you make that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he made that." And it's pretty cool. And I was seeing that stuff take off a little bit. So
yeah, very cool.
Yep.
I wanted to throw out a checkered flag for Adam Alexander. The way he handled the Connor Zilisch situation at the end of that race. Man, tough as a broadcaster to be put in that situation. Did a very professional job. Did a great job of not speculating, not saying anything inappropriate, but definitely relaying how serious of a situation it could potentially be. So, and just complete, like, sometimes you see a big wreck or something like that. There's a little bit of a moment to react and come up with something to say, even if it happens really quick. But man, that was like, there's no time to think in that situation, and just the absolute professional. And the biggest thing about it to me is that I wouldn't have noticed it. I forget who it was that tweeted about it, but I wouldn't even caught it unless I saw the tweet. But it's one of those things that he did such a good job. You didn't even think about the fact that the broadcasters had to do something there. It just was 100% professional, complete natural in that situation, and just shows why he's one of the absolute best in the industry as a broadcaster. So really, really nice job by Adam Alexander in that situation. So, and then I also want to throw out Wednesday night battle at Berlin Raceway. Nice big super late model race, 250 laps at Berlin. Great run or great race.
Yep.
Wednesday night, worth checking out. I won't be there this year, but definitely if you're in the Grand Rapids area in Michigan or can make the drive out there, it'll be a hell of a show. Jeff Striegel has a great facility out there at Berlin, so go check it out. And it'll be on Flow as well. So, all right, black flags, James. Any black flags for you this week?
Well, mine was Kyle Petty after his comments, so we played that too. I have one good one, and it's kind of a Twitter, NASCAR Twitter in general. I'm going to come after NASCAR Twitter again.
Oh boy.
Y'all are mad about Shane winning 4 road courses in a row. Show me that you weren't around for Jimmy Johnson by not showing me you were around for Jimmy Johnson. You kids wouldn't have survived Jimmy Johnson.
Right.
Let me tell you, we lived through some pretty dark days with that dude dominating everything. So chill out on the Shane Van Gisbergen, because I'll tell you what, he ain't Jimmy Johnson. 5 championships in a row.
I remember Jimmy Johnson wrecking in the playoffs, or was the chase back then, and going, yes, he's not going to win it this year. And then that bastard would they'd fix the car and they'd get enough points and they'd still be in it. It's like 5 years in a row, man. Like, it just insane. Yeah. And not only that, but just racking up wins along the way as well. Yeah. The Jimmy Johnson era, as much as we appreciate it now, it was not appreciated back then at all.
Yeah. No. But yeah, seeing everybody whine about this just made me reminisce about, I mean, I used to whine too, but my version of whining was 5 freaking championships in a row.
Yeah.
Devastating every year when he'd figure out another way to win. Every year, him and Chad figure out another way to take the championship off our, away from everybody else. So.
Yep. My black flag, James, I just shared it on X. I believe it was on the, we'll call it the Crap Show Hall of Fame for DBC today. I didn't listen to their show, but I did see it in their feed. But I don't know if you saw this, but Full Throttle Speedway out in Varney, Ontario. Did you see the tow truck driver that drove across the track during the green flag?
I just saw this before we came on tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. The tow truck driver drives across the track during the green flag and wrecks a car. So.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
That made the crap show of the Xfinity race on Saturday look like nothing.
Yeah, right. Oh, geez. Yeah,
there you go.
That's tough loss for the tow truck driver.
Yes, it is. Richmond Raceway this weekend, James. Back to action. The NASCAR Cup Series in action on Saturday night this weekend. The Cookout 400, 7:30 p.m. Saturday on USA. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series has the Euro 250. Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. I get to make the first pick for the Cup Series this weekend, James, and I'm going to go way out on a limb, and I'm going to pick Denny Hamlin as my pick for this weekend.
All right. I'm going with, he finished 39th. He's not going to do that again. I'll take Kyle Larson this time. I'm going to get him on the bounce back.
I almost just took Austin Dillon for the hell of it, because he's going to be good here.
Yeah.
He will be, and maybe Kyle Busch will be.
Something tells me William Byron's going to be heard from again, but
this just feels like it's going to be a Denny Hamlin race, honestly.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Especially coming off another crappy road course race for him.
Yeah,
he can come in here and just stink up the show. So
Tyler Reddick would be an interesting one too. I don't know. I haven't seen as much from him lately. And then Bubba, the way he closed at Iowa, Bubba might be a problem too to think about.
And then we have the softer tire this year instead of the alternate this year, so that'll be interesting as well, right?
Yep.
So we'll see how that runs, because last year we said, wouldn't it be better if we just ran the alternate and that was it? So we get to see it this year.
Yep.
So
yeah, but hopefully Austin Dillon doesn't kamikaze 2 drivers at the end of the race either.
Hopefully he does. It gives us something to talk about.
Well, yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it?
Although we'll be recording on Monday next week, so we won't know the results of the suspension by that point. But we kind of knew the results of that last year before it was announced. So
freaking Austin Dillon. That was a fun episode. I remember that. I still remember that.
It was a fun episode.
Austin Dillon, please.
Yeah, and I had Michigan right after that, so it was good times. Literally the week after, it was all the talk at Michigan.
God.
Fantasy League, James. How did fantasy go this week?
It went.
I tried to come back. I almost did it, man.
Listen, I didn't have a great day. I'll tell you that. It wasn't a good day for me, but it was enough to take the points lead. That's all I'll say. Barron Speedway crushed everybody. Freight Train was second. Eric, you were second.
Yes.
So, I mean, you almost shaned it. You did your best.
I tried.
Dang, dude. Yeah, you guys kicked my butt. But the big change was overall standings. I finally got there. Took out Smoking Grill. I have a 3-point series lead on Smoking Grill Racing, and then Green Eggs and Hamlin right behind us, 60 points back from where Smoking Grill is. So, and then Barron Speedway with that win. Kind of has been like a 3-man race here recently. Barron's trying to get in there and make it a 4-man race. I'd say right now for the championship, it's probably the four of us right now. 3-time champs lurking, but yeah. So I wish I could have talked about a win last week, but that's okay.
I'd love to know who Barron Speedway had on his roster, because
I'll tell you that.
I had Shane, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, and Michael McDowell's the one that hurt me. But those four were right up there.
I had Kyle. Kyle killed me, and I had AJ. I dropped my microphone. I had AJ on my desk. I got really excited and knocked my microphone over. But yeah, I had AJ on the bench. That was terrible.
Yeah. Well, he was your pick last week too, and that was not a good pick. So I
know. Terrible. All around bad. It wasn't a great race, but again, that's not how championships are won. Championships are won week by week. Also, our streak is over, which I'm a little bit bummed about.
You're right.
If you go back all the way back to Chicago Street, between the two of us, we won every race through Iowa. That was a pretty good run.
Yeah.
Pretty good run. We shared one. I won one. You won a bunch. Good stuff.
Yeah, I like how you try to take equal credit for that.
Well, I was just the Tony Stewart to your Jimmy Johnson. I bookended your run there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my winning out of the way for the next couple seasons, so I'm good. Well, James, where can people find you on social media if they want to hit you up during the week?
You can get me at James Cush on Instagram or X.
You can find me at T-Superspeedway on X. You can find the podcast on Facebook, facebook.com/TheSuperspeedway. Our website is thesuperspeedway.com. The podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Audible, iHeartRadio. Wherever you found us this week, please subscribe for new episodes each and every week. NASCAR Cup Series and NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in action this weekend. The Xfinity Series is off. The Cup Series heads to the track Saturday night at Richmond. The Truck Series Friday night. We'll be back next week to break it all down. Until then, everybody, let's go racing.